All right, hey, it's Michael DiPaolo. I am here representing Group 3, talking about our final project, GoServe, a location-based volunteering event aggregator. Um, in this video, I'm going to do the part 2, creating the short video just talking about what our design represents and what we're going through. But I'm also going to be trying to talk about some of the 10 Nielsen points because I feel like I can hit in both both parts of this extra credit in one swoop. So it's gonna be a little bit above 3 minutes, but I'll try to speed through this pretty quickly. Right off the bat, we're on our splash page. Our splash page, very simple, straightforward. Um, the three different aspects of our thing. If you have a personal account, signing up with schools, because we're definitely gonna be talking about high schools and colleges, like sorority events and whatnot. If you have to go through or like the Edge program is really big. If you have to go through different volunteering opportunities, we will help find those. Sign up with business is like, um, again, like I've worked at ITW, and we've had events and stuff where, like, if you volunteer in your community, you get hours off of work. So, like, there's potential for not only just the usual user, for other aspects, and then also we can throw some monetization in that one. So personal account, very straightforward. Just straightforward what kind of information you need to create this account. You need your email, location's pretty big, date of birth, year you're born, and whatnot. So continuing through, we have our interest page. Again, this a perfect world. We have the like a base database of all the different events, so we would be able to show off all the different kinds of tags we would want. Um, but we're not there yet. There's obviously a lot to go if this was ever to become a real thing. So again, so if it was perfect, I feel like we would maybe go create something more dynamic, kind of like how Reddit or Tumblr uses has their badge system when you first create an account. At the moment, this is pretty sleek, and like for like high school kids and stuff. If we're just a beta test, it's not bad. It's pretty good. And then from here, we're on our home screen. Um, Talking about some of the couple of really big things about this, the consistency standards on the Nielsen thing, and the visibility. Across the board, the look of all the three different pages are very consistent. Like the badges we'll use here, and when I click the next page, are going to be the exact same. Like if I sign up, very straightforward. Everything looks uniform, which is great, and I really like that. Um, Matching between a system and a real world. I mean, the concept of this app in the first place was based off like a local community message bulletin board. Like right down the street from me, I have a Starbucks where they'll throw up flyers for like a couple different organizations and charities and like elementary schools and stuff that have stuff going on, and this is basically like an online version of that. So we can, if we want, it'll help boost community involvement. We can get word out there for different things, and it's a great tool for, I mean, just the community in the city. So that's the point of that, and I think the consistency is pretty great. Matching the real world. I mean, we're connecting all these different accounts, and we're showing the address, and it's literally like a flyer, and we want to present those individual pages. Like, okay, we didn't have that coded in there, but yeah, you get the gist with that one. Besides that, there's not really a lot. Like, it's very minimal, which is another part of the 10 bulletin points. Um, Error prevention and help with user errors. Again, there's not too much for a user to get wrong with this. I mean, the concept of, I mean, you make your account, you log in, you put all the information you need in there. This would obviously have to come just like with the badges. What information we actually need from people, and what we want our accounts to look like, and what kind of data we need to take from the people will obviously come once we find out how it'll actually function. So the design is based off the functionality. Which again, so at this moment, our functionality is not there yet because it's just proof of concept. But the design represents that pretty well because it's so sleek. Um, but then going from there, talking about, I mean, help and documentation. I believe one of the biggest things I definitely do think we could work on, but again, that would come with the functionality, is that right over here, it just says recommended or the featured events. It doesn't explain why. It doesn't say why we think, oh, this is Jasmine's account, why we think she would want to work at like Cradles to Crayons or something. Like, once we get to a point where we have the big infrastructure in the back, like if she's volunteered at a different Cradles and Crayons event, or like she's interested in toddlers, and like that, it'll be like, because you're interested in blank, we will recommend blank, kind of like how YouTube does it based on your viewers, or like how Yelp will recommend based on things you've also reviewed, or like just because of where you are in the area. So there's definitely a lot of potential with this, but at the moment, I think it's, like I said, I think it's a sleek and clean design. The followers and like this kind of the social aspect again will have to come later on. We couldn't really put too much thought into this yet because we need to figure out how the system works in the first place. As long as we get the thing working, as long as we get the community aspect already driven, the followers can come later. But I like how it's very straightforward in the top corner. It's easy to see. It's very consistent. It's always on every page. It's always there on the jumbotron, you know. Yeah. So I think I hit all the talking points. Thank you very much.